Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 600 for comics originally coming out November the 17th and November the 18th. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops next Tuesday and Wednesday, Drew, happy 600.
Yeah, they said we wouldn't last.
They did.
No, they didn't. Nobody said that.
My wife said that. She's like, it'll never last. I'm never going to let you do this 600 times.
Your first wife, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So we're excited about that. Some of our listeners have shown us some love. A couple of our originals, we appreciate all the listeners, but we just don't want to talk about congratulations on 600 all day. So
did we get that many congratulations?
We got a few, but I'm going to just give you two. One of our longtime supporters, Wolf Warner, about to hit that 600th episode, still going strong. Awesome. Nice shout out from Wolf. And of course, Jason from Hawaii, one of our longest running listeners as well, who says, "Dear Drew and Kyle, congratulations on your 600th episode of Comics for Fun and Profit. Thank you guys for all your hard work every week. Here's to another 600 episodes."
Thank you guys. I appreciate the love.
Yeah, we appreciate that very much. Also, Aaron had written in, and we didn't make it into the previous show, but he said, "Can you talk a little bit about your magic for this profit side of comics? Kyle seems to be all over the covers and what sticks out to him, what catches his attention, etc. There are times I look at covers and think they are amazing but do little for money making. Then other times, something that catches and gets hot, and I seem to understand little of why. Just give us a little insight in thought process, if you could." Okay, so for me, I go back. I'll let you think about this, Kyle, since you haven't seen this ahead of time.
It's all right. Spin me a web, brother.
Yeah, so I go back to the tried and true collecting methods of collectability from when I was a kid. When I was a little kid and I was reading a book like How to Collect Comics or something. And I remember these tenets are like burned into me, and they're, it's scarcity, it's first appearances, it's, character deaths. These sort of things are tried and true collectible things, right? And then you have all the subgenres of, damsels in distress on the cover, and I guess there's bondage covers that are a whole subset and stuff. And it was really cool to kind of read about all the different things that people collected and what made things rise in value over time. And then like this variant cover thing's been around for 20, 30 years now. Mm-hmm. Or it seems like. And so I was always kind of skeptical about that. But that seems to be the driving force nowadays. So I have come around to, I get it. But in the back of my mind, I always kind of revert back to just the tried and true reasons why something's collectible. It's a first issue. It's hot. It's a new character. It's their first appearance. Somebody dies. Can't remember what else I said earlier, but that sort of thing, and that holds true, I think, still today. Scarcity.
I love it, Drew. You're out here acting like you're doing God's work, researching bondage covers. Thank you, sir. Thank you for doing what others won't quite do.
When I first read that, so like bondage covers and Nazi covers, and there were all these other different sort of war covers that were like collectible, and I was like a kid, so I was like, what is this? What is going on with these comics?
Yep.
So it was kind of traumatic.
Yeah, I echo a lot of what Drew says. Not so much about the bondage, but some of the other stuff. Your first appearances. I'm not as much into deaths. I've been burnt more on deaths than I care to do anymore. Yep. So that kind of thing. But for me, I also look at what permeates outside of comics, more things like that. So like, I could easily say like, Miles Morales I knew would blow up. I just knew that was going to permeate a little bit more, and that was rife to do some fun things with and some neat things with that kind of thing. We learned a lot of lessons from The Walking Dead about cool looking characters, first appearances. Got burnt on deaths on that quite a few times.
Yeah, a television show or other media driving the collectability of a comic.
And that's where I also learned to shy away sometimes from limited run series and go more to ongoings. You've just got more room for things to catch fire when they weren't, maybe the first 10 didn't do something, but boy, they hit a storyline in the 13th one, and the book really took off from there. And you don't always get that with some of your short run stuff, and some of your 1 through 6, maybe we'll relaunch it again, maybe we won't, kind of things. So, I mean, it also just kind of, to me, if you see a creator that's like, this is ongoing, it speaks a little bit to me that they have more ideas than just your top layer ideas. There's tertiary and other ideas for these things, where if someone's like, I have 6 issues, oh cool, you've thought of this for a week and a half and you're gonna write a comic kind of thing. So, but again, so much is gut. What do I think's cool? What do I think I have to have? What do I, when I put down the previews, the next time I pick it up, I have to go check that again, because I'm like, I remember that. If I remember it, other people are going to remember it.
And what about covers? So do covers just have to look, do they have to be like, I don't know, explain what catches your eye in a cover.
It's, I don't know, I've been resound to the cover A's on things lately. Cover A, just cool stuff. I remember that when the new DC run came out, we had that, what was it, the Superman 10 that just had the striking cover with Batman and Superman and Damian and Jonathan Kent just face to face, and I'm like, this is just amazing. I want a poster of this. And I remember grabbing 4 or 5 of them. And sure enough, it jumped to a $10-15 book at the time, just because it was so striking and neat. So it's just what stands out, what doesn't look like, okay, this is just what we're doing in 2020. This looks like every other Nightwing cover, and every other this cover, and every other that cover. And then now, people, like, you've got your Adam Hughes people, you've got your J. Scott Campbell people, you've got your Stanley Art Germ people.
That's true, Matina. Yeah, that's true. They all have their own.
Your Peach Momoko.
Yeah, so that brings up a good point, because are there trends that you see as far as either a cover artist or a covers themselves that you're like not a fan of, but you're like, that's going to get hot and make money?
Yeah.
That you don't really necessarily like, but it's not your taste.
With the stuff where we got the ugly 1 in 25 Frank Miller covers for that Batman second part of Year One series or whatever it was.
Oh yeah,
they're awful, but we knew they were going to be big because they're the Frank Miller ratioed covers or whatever.
And that's true. I'd forgotten about those. I was kind of thinking like more like maybe Matina's a little murky for me, but people are mad about him, so I will maybe I pick up some Matina covers just because I think they're going to sell, which goes against everything I believe in.
And I do not like all red.
Right. And I know I think like my tenet is don't buy something that you don't want to collect yourself. Just to flip.
I mean, I picked up.
I've kind of backed off on that on some.
I was going to say I'll buy stupid stuff. I'm like, oh, I'll take 3 of these. Ask me about my feminist agendas because I know they're going to be hot.
Yeah, and then pump them, and dump them.
Yeah, exactly. Just make sure they're quick flips. I don't need them in my collection, but if I can double up, do it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I usually am only drawn to covers that I am drawn to for my own taste.
Yeah,
but I can sometimes see that
a lot of things like we got the second print of that Darth Vader 5 cover, and that was the first printing of Sith Assassin. Yeah. Just the name Sith Assassin makes it dope. Having that on the cover and just knowing, you're like, that's a no-brainer. I have to have a couple of those.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So just having just at least a little bit of knowledge of Star Wars, just You can even be late to the party where I didn't know Sith Assassin before Sith Assassin hit, and then we got a second print of Sith Assassin where we're going to have it on the cover. I'm like, you got to have that cover with it, that
Yeah.
second print with that out there.
Yeah, you might not have been able to capitalize on its first appearance, but you can get a low print run cover of him that's
Yeah.
kind of cool. So,
And one thing I've learned, don't be afraid to jump in for $10. Don't be afraid to pay double cover. Because the amount of times you and I kick ourselves for like, I wasn't paying $8 for Into the Spider-Verse 2. I'm not doing that. Even though we knew at the time it was big.
was that Spider Gwen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were like, oh, that's a really cool character.
Mike
She and
Myers.
Silk could do
Mike
something
Myers
really
talks.
dope, but I'm not paying $8 for grr.
He talks about that all the time because
Yeah.
he did the same thing. He was like, $20? No way, that's gonna fall off.
Nobody
He's-
cares about this Deadpool guy. Keep your $11.
He's gonna outweight Spider Gwen, and then he never did. So yeah, I'm the same way. I was like, we should have jumped back in on that.
And that's a lesson learned. If you didn't
Saga was
catch
the same
first
way,
wave,
right?
there's
Saga
still
was
really
$10.
Yeah.
right out the gate,
Yeah.
and then it was like $10. $20 already. I don't know. That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I want it, but I don't want it that bad.
Yeah, and like we catch these raves pretty quick because we see them like, oh, this is a spike.
Yeah.
Well, just because we missed the spike doesn't mean it's the end of the ride.
Yeah.
Just because someone's like, oh, double cover now, pay double
Yeah.
cover if you think this thing has some longevity, and you can just see. Like you're like, oh, new Marvel character. Boy, I can see Marvel doing 3 of these a year. Get that guy. If you gotta pay double, get it, because it might be $50 in a month.
Yep. Well, Aaron, I hope that helps a little bit as we went all over the place on our magic or lack of magic. Because I think I'm wrong more than I'm right, but you never know.
I wouldn't categorize it as magic as much as it is spaghetti on a wall.
It's art over science for sure.
That's right.
It's definitely. I don't think you can punch in an algorithm that spits out. Yeah, maybe you could.
If you're not afraid to spend money,
Yeah,
you can
Yeah.
do that.
yeah. I suppose you could. Anyway, let's see what's hot this week.
Oh, that's right. Moving on. Yeah, let's head on over to our friends at comicbookinvest.com. Let's look at the Hot 10 list. And there's one that I'm going to talk a lot about on here. So let's start at the beginning, though. America, number 2. The Art Adams 1 in 50. On a slow week for high sales, this one defaults at the top. Mentioned on Matt DeVoe's Variant Watch column, which is, I believe, through our good friends at CBSI. This one took a giant leap this week with multiple 9.8 selling for $600. Could have been yours for just $2 back in August. At rank 2, we have crossover number 1, the Alan Qua Virgin variant. Pre-sales a month ago were about $75. Then 2 weeks ago, they were in the $100 range. When it dropped live this week, sales were initially as high as $150, but back to the $125-ish range. Very interesting concept for a cover. At rank 3, we're continuing to ride the Last Ronin wave with Last Ronin number 1, the Stan Yak limited to 250 variant. Not surprising to see this one continue up from 200 now to 275. The print run on this one is really low. I wish DC and Marvel would take notes from the indie publishers on some of these limited run print runs. So instead of going ratio on anything, go first come first serve, limited to 500 kind of things.
Yeah, but not. Yeah, they couldn't even serve every comic shop with one.
But yeah, offer comic shops the ability to have a limited one for a set amount of price, and then force them to cap it at small runs.
Oh, I got you.
But that would be fire for the big 2 if you got books that cap at 250 and 500. Would be crazy.
Oh yeah. So if there was a Batman, a Cowabunga variant of Batman that was capped at 250 copies, that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. At rank 4, we have marked number 9, the Virgin variant. This is a beautiful cover. When I initially saw this cover, I thought it was a photo cover, not an incentive, but this one was selling well at $15 to $20.
And I don't usually like Haberlin's art at all.
Yeah.
So this is way nicer than stuff I normally see of his.
So maybe Haberlin realizes that this is the new thing. So we
Isn't
might
he
have
the
to.
guy that does computer-aided drawing stuff? A lot of.
I'm not sure what the word computer aided means, but
I was thinking
possible.
he had automated for a lot of his interiors. I thought, but maybe not.
It's very possible. Very possible. Yeah, I think he does have some CG. His is like almost CG.
Yeah.
Completely with you. Alright, I've clicked off of things, so now I'm clicking back. At rank 5, Silver Surfer from 2014. Number 2, 1 in 50, Francesco Francavilla. Van Denby
Wow.
clued us into this one years ago. Absolutely gorgeous variant that's been selling for around 40 to 60, now over 100. 9.8s were 150 and now 300. This and the number ones are some of the favorite Silver Surfer covers ever.
Eric's a big Silver Surfer fan. I wonder if he pulled the trigger on these back in
Very
the day.
possible. God of War number 1. Our good friend Marv Wolfman writing this one. Raw copies are now hitting $80. Keep in mind that the last graded 9.8 sold back in September for the same $80 figure, so expect 9.8 copies to now be $200 to $250. A really awesome looking cover.
This
Very
we should have
striking.
probably talked about video games and comic covers and
Yeah, I'm a fan of
yeah.
video games and comic covers. Um, if they're doing unique and individual things, if they're just kind of copying and pasting what the game's doing storyline wise, no. But if they're
Oh,
giving you things that happened after your book or whatnot, that's pretty good. And of course, this God of War is a DC Wildstorm book from 2010 that I know I talked about.
yes.
That I know for a fact I talked about. Um, at rank 7, we have Champions number 2, 1 in 25 variant. This is the 2020 book. On a fairly slow week, this variant is now doing well at 35 to 40. Now, I belong to a Facebook group about that I just go to. It's just people talking comics. It's not necessarily investing in comics and stuff like that. But the big running joke for 2 straight years has been on Darkhawk number 1 and buying them every time you see them because, by golly, it's going to be the next thing. And it was just something. It's one of those little trolly things that every time someone would ask about an investment book, they'd all say Darkhawk number 1, just because we knew it eventually work its way into something. And by golly, this was the week. DC or Marvel trademarked Darkhawk, so that means he's going to be in a movie somewhere. And these things blew up. 9.8 prices have been pretty steady at 50 to 175. See, there wasn't a lot of like 50 to 175 bucks for a 9.8.
That's pretty
That
good.
wasn't doing much, and now they're in the 200 to 225 range, selling like crazy. So
Do
this
you
is one
have
of
a stack of these?
I got at least 2 because I just to be able to giggle in the group, I picked up a couple, and sure enough, but I do not have an encapsulated one.
Yes.
At rank 9, Savage Dragon 253, the Eric Larson variant. Look, Eric Larson is not shy about his politics. We try and stay apolitical here, as do Drew and myself, and just report on what's moving. It's selling for $15 to $20. Just an observation. Why didn't Savage Dragon endorse Hillary Clinton in 2016? And why wasn't Joe Biden president on any of the Barack Obama covers? Also, this is going back to a second print where it says congratulations, right?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm telling you that I saw a thing for a second printing where it's
Oh,
it's
cool.
the same cover except the word bubble changes. At rank 10, Champions number 1, the Walmart variant. Oh crap! I don't mind these Walmart books because some of them have cool covers, like this one. Consider that they were printed for Walmart, the largest retailer in the world. Does anyone believe that these are actually rare or hard to find? He doesn't even put a price on it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, we assume these are at least 5,000 print runs, right?
But being as they're sold in Walmarts, I can pretty much guarantee you that 25% of them are blown up and uncollectible. Because boy, do they not care about collectability and keeping things not creased.
No.
I mean, I bet they're
They're
throwing them for
they're
miles.
they're the
16 to
diamond
aisle
of
1.
retailers.
Say what?
They're the diamond of
Yeah,
retail.
if only there was somebody that cared less than Diamond, it may be Walmart people that put comic books on shelves. Some of our honorable mentions, we have Star Wars The Clone Wars, Defenders of the Lost Temple, very late entry into the HM. I actually substituted a different book out for this one this morning. A grade 7.5 sold for $3.50. That was just a $50 book a month ago. Yes, it is just a graphic novel, but try and find this lottery ticket anywhere, which we're pretty much just saying, boy, Star Wars is going crazy everywhere.
So,
anything Star Wars book doing good.
So I haven't seen a lot of trade paperbacks that are graded. Have you?
No.
That's a weird trend. Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
Did you watch the third Mandalorian yet?
No, I have not.
What are you doing?
I was watching this show called Coroner on CW, which is terrible. It's not.
You went back and did some Clone Wars watching, right?
I tried.
All right. See, like, you would get so much out of this third episode if you watched some Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like, just know that, like, I enjoyed that third one so much more than you did. Just FYI.
Okay.
The other honorable mention, we have Tim Holt, number 30, written by our good friend Varios. We have a Frank Bolle cover, or Boll, I'm not sure. I went Bolle because it sounds cool. I love this cover. Didn't even know it existed. The tables are definitely turned compared to so many other books back in this area. So after only having one graded sale ever, an 8.5 mile high copy for $250, there have been 3 sales of different grades in the past couple months, including a 3.0 copy that sold this week for almost $1,000. Maybe somebody could be stockpiling these.
Oh, and then the dude at Mile High is probably kicking himself because he let an 8.5 go for $250.
Yeah, no kidding. I wonder if he'll force them to send it back to him.
All right, let's take a look at the FOC. Oh my God!
Of course, the FOC is our final order cutoff. It's our last opportunity to add a few things to our order and make sure that we get them on order day. These are things that we may not have talked about or heard about since previews, but this is our last bite at the apple to make sure they are in our pull list and ready to go. We get some extra final art, some extra things, and maybe we're able to ride some raves on some characters that have caught fire between previews and now. If your local comic book shop does not do FOC, feel free to reach out at Eric at Cowabunga, and he can get you a list of the FOC items. And if you can't order them through your LCS, you can order them through our LCS. He does a phenomenal job. So if you want them just for your own looking, you can do that. And if you want them because sometimes it's good to jump on these books, they will help you out.
Just for your own looking.
For your own looking. Sometimes it's just nice to see and be like, oh, yeah. I'm not FOCing it, but this reminds me I got to make sure I try to get one of these from my local comic shop.
Yeah.
All right. When Cowabunga sends us out this email, they send a few items they think are going to be a little hotter. The first one they are spotlighting is Batman 105, cover A. Good boy James Tinian IV. A nice little Jorge Jimenez cover there.
Is that highlighted because of the people in the background there? Are those new characters?
Yeah, well, they're not new. They've been around for the last 6 issues and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I have checked out of Batman for a little while, so I need to get back into it.
And those characters have all gotten their own 1 in 25 covers, but we weren't allowed to talk about them. So.
That's not true. Oh,
At the second one from DC, we have Superman Kryptonite Nevermore hardcover. Denny O'Neil writing this one. Neil Adams on the cover. Some old classic Superman issues. Our third item we got Homesick Pilots. This is an image book. Dan Waters writing it. Casper Windigard. I'm going with it. There's not a D in it, but I put one in just for fun.
Yeah, I don't know this, so interesting.
Yeah. We also have a nice trade paperback here from our friends at Marvel. Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection. Goblin's Last Stand. Some Stan Lee, Jerry Conway written old school Goblin versus Spider-Man stuff. Can't beat that.
Very cool.
Yep. Another one we have Black Cat #1 from Marvel. KIB. What's that stand for again, Drew? We went over this last week.
Something in black. King in
Black.
Black,
Yeah. Jed McKay writing this one. I'm not familiar with him. And Pepe Larraz on the cover. Oh, we have.
Yeah, he's had a few books. Jed has. Yeah, they've been pretty good.
And next one we have Spider-Woman number 7. We have a good Peach Momoko nullified cover on that one. You can pick that one up for a good price there. Oh, we got yet another Momoko cover after that. The Cimmerian Frost Giant's daughter number 1 Peach Momoko cover. That is an Ablaze comic. So boy, Peach is just riding the wave to any and all who will let her put covers on, and she's churning them out pretty good. That is
And
really
I have
good
officially
cover.
jumped off the Peach Momoko train.
I think
I'm
the
off.
Cimmerian Frost Giants may be one to snag up. Very underordered. And from Hermes Press, boy, Eric is digging through the bottom of the barrel. Not saying they're bottom of the barrel, but he's digging out stuff that we could easily miss. Ditko Shrugged, Uncompromising Life of the Artist from Hermes Press. A nice, big, thick hardcover there, I believe. But let's not take Eric's word for it. Drew, how about you and I dig through the FOC this week and see if we can find anything else we want to see?
Yes. Let's do that. I'm looking at the Batgirl 50 second printing. This had a first appearance in it.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be a little pricey, I think, if I recall. It's a $6 book, so you're going to have to pay full freight for this. You're going to pay $3.99.
Unless you've got somebody who does FOC, and you can still get a big... But it's a different cover. So even
it's
if
a different cover, yeah.
Go ahead and pick up this B as well.
Yeah, you're going to have a lower print run on this than the actual issue was. So there's probably some value as long as there's value for the actual.
I think this is going to have some good long-term value. So I think you're going to want to make sure you have this.
Yeah.
Matteo Scalera on the Batman White Knights Harley Quinn B cover there. Really good looking cover.
I don't know. Is Joel Jones just doing the cover on Catwoman? We asked that, I think, before.
Yeah, you asked that every week.
We think she was freeing up her time to do another series that is going to be part of that future state thing.
Yeah. And I like the Frozen cover better. Love that Frozen cover. Boy, that's great.
For Catwoman?
Yep.
I missed it.
You should check it.
I will. I'll slow down the show so I can look at it.
Well, I'll move around without you.
Oh, it is good.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's one of those, like you were mentioning earlier.
Cover.
That's a striking cover that does kind of stick out.
If you are a Catwoman fan, you want that B cover because that is on brand Catwoman.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Or if you're a Frizzen fan.
Yeah, she's doing the Mission Impossible type, coming in upside
Much
down.
Much sexier than Tom Cruise, though.
Oof, yeah. Much less Scientology.
All right, that's all I've got in DC, my brother.
All right.
Down into some Dark Horse things. And moving on.
And you've already pre-ordered that Cyberpunk as a foursome, right?
Yes.
4-pack with a bonus thing.
No, that was the Horizon Zero Dawn. That was the 4-pack.
Okay. I get them confused. Okay, and Resident Alien, we got a second issue of that. That should be fun. As you know, I'm a big fan.
Not as
super
much
fan,
profit, but just as much fun.
Just a lot of fun.
Anything else in IDW?
Nope.
Back into Image, and we talked about crossover. Boy number 2's got just as many covers as number 1 did. Dang.
Oh, you're down in you jump down to Image.
Yeah, as soon as IDW is over, it goes right into Image. Those are both starting with eyes.
Oh, we were in Dark Horse, weren't we?
No, we were in Image or IDW.
Were we?
Yep.
Okay. We skipped over the ongoing. I want to see the Nisha, the TMNT ongoing for the Nisha Jimmy cover.
Oh, that's right.
Jody
those 10
has
copy
been doing.
Incentives have actually jumped in price pretty good on those. Justin
think
Mason
this
on that one.
Yeah, that's true. But the Jody Nisha Jimmy, which is, I got to figure out how to pronounce that. But they've been solid. They've been solid covers, and I like this one as well. And of course, I can't see the Eastman. I wish he would like leak that on his Twitter or something.
Yeah.
If he had a Twitter.
Down back again to crossovers like I was talking about. We have 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50. Cover A, and then not really cover B, a blank.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I would have not paying nobody for that one.
Why would they? What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess. And then a 10 and a 25 and a 50.
Yeah.
Man, that's right. That's crazy. I'm sure it's getting it too. I'm sure people are excited about it. So.
Okay, I was wondering when I was looking at that Homesick Pilots that Eric had pulled for us. He must have pulled the cover B, the concert poster variant.
Yeah, it looks like he did.
Featuring the not 199, the date and stuff on it, the venue. Okay, yeah. I thought I was just weird, but that is kind of nice that they're doing it as a concert poster.
Yeah,
makes a little bit more sense.
Ooh, we got a post. With these. There's a postal issue here. We've got Postal Night Shift. Mm-hmm. We're returning to Eden for Two Tales. Yeah, that's awesome.
Ooh, plus a glimpse inside the mind of Molly, Eden's own serial killing boogeyman.
Yeah, she's a favorite character, and they're letting the talent hunt winners take over and write the series. That's kind of neat.
Yeah. Oh my, Savage Dragon 252 is going for a third print, reprinting the Charlie Brown with a striking purple background instead of the red from the previous one.
So that's no change at all, basically. So skip it.
I don't know. And then here is your reprint of Savage Dragon 253 going to a second print, which, like I said, changes to a congratulations here.
Which is more valuable, less valuable?
I mean, when it gets recanted, it's definitely going to be more valuable.
Wow. Well, glad we stayed apolitical through here.
I'm just pointing people out that would be collectible. Evil. Down from Image into Marvel. Black Cat number... Didn't we just do Black Cat?
I thought so.
Is this another one of those situations where we have to say Black Cat 2020 V2.0?
That is really weird. It does feel like there was a series this year.
Yeah.
Did it just get lost in the COVID?
It's very, very possible.
We're doing a Chris Claremont anniversary special.
Also, this is the first time Black Cat's had a series where I hate every single cover, by the way.
Wow.
They're all awful. Yeah, it's not bad. Patrick Gleason. It's not horrible. You ask about the Chris Claremont, is that what you're saying?
I was looking at it, but they're just celebrating his contributions.
It's a lot of King story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does awesome and dramatic and game-changing things, so there may be something to do in this.
Are you over Conan? Because there is now a king-size Conan that's launching.
Holy cow.
And Roy Thomas, who we've met.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a very cool dude. The legendary writer is back. And he's working with Kurt Busiek, with Chris Claremont, with Kevin Eastman, with Steve McNiven, Pete Woods, Jesus Saez, Jen Partel. I mean, this is pretty cool, but it's a $7 comic.
Very cool. If I cared about Conan, I'd be super excited.
Yeah. Did you read any of the relaunch?
No.
I thought it started off pretty good. I just kind of lost interest after a while, but I do that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
The End of Maestro. It was a 5-issue miniseries. This is the last one, which people have enjoyed this. And then we've got a Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 8. Should we be on the lookout for anything?
I don't know. It's pretty cool when you see the Cantina Band fighting on the front cover. That's pretty dope. His Star Wars Vader has still continued to be awesome. They're going very dark on these, and they've been quite good. Ooh, I'll not finalize it. Never mind. Ooh, I kind of like this design variant too.
Are you in Bounty Hunters or something else?
Well, Darth Vader's the one right after Bounty Hunters, so I'm still in Star Wars.
Oh, which one?
Star Wars Darth Vader number 8. Yeah, Indigo design variant. I like the.
Is it Ray Ienco?
Yeah, Ienco. It might be worth $10.
Now, who is that? Ochi of Bastoon?
I don't know him.
But it's got that same cover style as DC was doing, right?
I think so.
For their 1 in 25s?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the character profiles, character sheets.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's not like
this is
it's
definitely
not like these
a redesign of Ochi.
It's $10. So is it worth $10?
Yes. I mean, okay, so it's not going to be Ochi's first appearance, but boy, they redesigned him.
So it's the first redesign, maybe.
Yeah.
If he hasn't been in this book already. Have you been reading this book?
Yeah, I'm behind, but yeah, I know I read through 4. I don't think I read, I read through 5. I haven't read 6 yet.
That's interesting. Now, like is the regular Star Wars still around,
Yes.
or is it on like a hiatus?
No, it's still around.
I obviously have dropped off.
I mean, it's just been nothing to write home about, unfortunately. Anything else in Marvel?
I don't think so. No.
Of course, we always check in on our friends at Artists, Writers, and Artisans for bite-sized number 1 BYTE. Cullen Bunn writing for Artists, Writers, and Artisans. When 2 young siblings excitedly unwrap their final Christmas present, they discover toy robots unlike anything they've ever seen, and with good reason. When the kids and their parents don't know is that their quaint suburban home just became the beachhead for these self-aware bots that have begun to explore the outside world. And when one of the bots breaks bad, it's going to take a Christmas miracle to stop him.
Christmas Miracle.
Christmas miracle.
Yeah,
because
I'm not
that
gonna
book's
read that.
coming out December 9th.
Yeah, nope. I am new number ones. I used to be a crazy sampler of new number ones, and read them all, and I've got them stacked up. I'm behind, so they got to be a really cool concept for me to jump in now.
Year Zero. I love these covers for Year Zero.
They do a great job, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. But yeah, number 1, I used to be able to. Why not dip your toe in everything? Because you can't do
it. unless you can keep up, and I haven't been able to keep up. So, how did I miss Sasquatch in Love? How did I miss the first 2 issues of this?
We talked about it.
Did we?
Yeah.
Man, did I have a stroke?
I mean, I'm worried about you.
That's all I have for the FOC.
Same here. Moving on. Thank you for the FOC. Now we're going to head to our good friends CoverPrice.com and check our top 10. You want to lead us off, Drew?
I can do that. I don't get to go first very often. That's awesome. I'll try to screw it up. So kicking us off is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin number 1. On fire. 156 copies sold this week. Wow. A high of 51.89 for Raw. We'll probably see even more heater on this issue. The only thing that holds it back long term are the large number of variant covers for it.
Yeah.
At number 2, we have Captain Marvel 23. This is the first appearance of Namor's son, and Ovi and Thor's daughter Bridget. Both the A and B covers moved well. The B cover sold 47 copies.
Namor's son is Ovi, and Thor's daughter is Bridget. Not Ovi and Thor's daughter.
Namor's son Ovi and Thor's daughter, Bridget. I reading's tough. 47 copies and a high sale of $21. Yeah, I missed out on this little thing too. Crossover number 1 might have been your pick last week. Was that your pick last week?
Mm-hmm.
Donny Cates' new crossover series is already a big hit, performing very well. The secret variant had a high sale of $50 for a raw copy. Sold 61 copies of it, so very nice. Then we have Star Wars Adventures Shadow of Vader's Castle number 1. There's no first appearance in this issue. Star Wars Heat is still moving these low print run variants. This sold 23 copies and had a high sale of $70 for a raw. At rank 5, we have Captain Marvel 23, the same one, only not the variant. In this is sold 70 copies and had a high sale of $23 for a raw copy. Department of Truth at rank 6, James Tynion bouncing off his Something is Killing Children heat, and has sold 44 copies and had a high sale of $76 for a CGC 98. Moon Knight number 1, my beloved Moon Knight from 1980. People have jumped all over this thing. Now we have 48 more of these copies moving, and a high sale of $5.50 for a CGC 98. Oh wow!
My normal favorite time to sell things is when we get casting news. That's my favorite time to sell things is casting news.
Yep. You'd sell it raw though, right? Because you don't have it CGC'd.
Yeah, it's not CGC'd.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures, number 1. This is the first Bebop and Rocksteady and Krang. Sold 29 copies and had a high sale of $600 for a CGC 98.
Good gracious.
This is an Archie comic, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The Batgirl 50 we mentioned going to a second print on FOC. This is the first appearance of Ryan Wilder, which is the new CW Batwoman. It seems DC is leading up to a slow introduction of Ryan to the Bat moniker in the comics as well. We'll see. It sold 53 copies and had a high sale of $25 for a raw.
Crap. We were talking about this Ninja Turtles Adventures comic, and I was like, I don't recognize that cover. I don't have that. I have the newsstand version of this with a different cover. It's still also hot.
Oh, wow. Sweet.
I'll have to dig it out. I do have it. I thought I did.
There you go.
I don't recognize that cover, but I have somehow the newsstand one.
Well, take us through the bottom of the top 20.
I'm messing around with stuff in my pad. I don't know where I'm at. All right, starting at 11 is where I'm going to start. All right. At rank 11, we're back into crossover. We have the 1 in 200 black and white variant. While selling under ratio, this 1 in 200 variant still sold 10 copies online and $143.50 selling raw. So there's probably not very many of them. Another Last Ronin dip here. We have the Kevin Eastman 1 in 10, which I think we talked about at the time. Might be worth dipping into a little bit. 1 in 10 on that one. There's a lot of common themes running through the top 10 and runner-ups. Basically, James Tynion IV, he's there with Last Ronin and Crossover, has dominated this week's list. This 1 in 10 Eastman variant is selling 6 times the ratio at $60. And moving 32 copies. The CGC 9.8, almost $130. Friggin' Spider-Man 2099, number 1. CGC 9.8 going for $100. I bought this for a nickel not too long ago.
It was not a nickel.
The first 30 of them for $40, and I was happy as could be. Now I'm angry.
It was a dime. Come on.
No, I did it at Pulp Reality.
Oh,
yeah, so they were like a nickel a piece by the time I was done.
Yeah, you built the box. That's
cool.
I
built a box. At rank 14, Batgirl 50. Of course, we got the Dodson cover. I forgot about that one. This gorgeous Dodson variant for the first comic appearance of Ryan Wilder. The new CW Batgirl fell to the runner-ups list. However, it was going to be a strong seller for a long time. 30 copies, $20 for raw. Department of Truth, number 1, the Secret Oswald variant, $80 for 9.8. Spawn number 1, continuing to sell 9.8, $170. X-Men number 4 from 1992, thanks to the persistent rumors of Omega Red, may appear on Disney Plus's Falcon Winter Soldier, driving sales of this first appearance. 15 copies moving, $2.90 for a 9.8. Another Last Ronin. This is the New York Comic-Con version, even though there was not a New York Comic-Con. Limited to 1,400. You would think a high print run of 1,400 copies would keep the sales low. No. This New York Comic-Con online exclusive sold out relatively quickly and jumped way up in price. Sold 22 copies, $147 for Raw. And crossover number 1 had a 1 in 50 Ryan Otley cover that's already $32, almost 33. And Wonder Woman Annual number 4 from 2020. There is current speculation that the kids at the end of this issue could be the first appearances of several Future States characters, including Yara Flor, aka the Brazilian Future State the Future States Wonder Woman, moving 27 copies, $20 for a Raw.
That crossover is the Walking Dead homage too, which is
yes, it is. I just saw that. Yeah,
pretty nice.
All
so
right.
there's so the Wonder Woman Annual doesn't just have Yara Flor; it has other Future State characters in it. Is
There's
that what that's
apparently a grouping of kids that could all have something, and they know that one of them they're pointing to the Yara Flor.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. So I think we missed the boat on that one then, right?
I don't know. There's got to be annuals laying around. I'm sure that one's probably one of the easier ones to find, still sitting at a LCS.
Yeah, you might be right. We shall see.
All right, Drew. Now we're going to head into our sneak peek at next week. There's the stuff coming out next week. And we start where we love to start, with our good friends at UCS. So we're going to go to ucscomicsdistributors.com/new releases and see what's coming on Tuesday.
That's a great Bruce Wayne cover for Batman 103, the 1 in 25.
Mm-hmm. A striking weird tan.
He's this is the one I said was a little anime-ish.
Yeah.
But it's still solid.
Yeah. I don't know that I like Bruce Wayne in Chuck Taylor's essentially. It's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know if he would do that. It's not canon.
No. Man, Art Germ did a really cool job on this Dark Knight's Death Metal number 5. That's a good looking cover.
Are any of these covers bad?
No.
They're all pretty sweet.
But that one I really like.
Oh my goodness.
Don't know if there's anything I have to have though.
There's a Dollar Comics, the Sandman 23. That's the first appearance of the I can't remember his name. But yeah, missing from my collection. Somehow it's missing from my collection. I don't know.
And garbage Nightwing covers. Ugh. Come on, man. Let's just put somebody big on Nightwing for me. Can we just do it for a little bit?
Maybe they will.
How delayed is Rorschach?
I just read the first issue and I really enjoyed it. So I don't know. I don't know when that came out.
Seems like it would. Maybe I'm wrong. It just seems like the first one came out a while ago.
Sometimes comics come out once a month.
That's very true. Momoko doing the cover B for Rorschach.
Hey, Babstar's back.
I like it. Oh, we've been talking about that. Yes.
Yeah. And that's her style. She's back.
With Teen Titans 47, for those of us listening and Drew not telling you what she's actually
Yeah. You just have to read my mind.
Yeah, Roundhouse. That is Babstar to a T. Not... Pretty underwhelming DC for this one.
Yeah, overall, yeah.
All right, let's head into our previews world, find November 11th, and see what we have in Image.
November 18th.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to click the button. Anything
There's that
cool
darkness.
going on with Ice Cream Man covers? Ooh, creepy as always.
Very creepy, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Did you click on that cover B? It's going to give me nightmares.
The cover B for Ice Cream Man?
Yes.
Oh, it's his teeth.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
Gross.
Yeah.
And once again, Die as well as Die come out the same week. Why? They're doing that just to troll me because they know it drives me crazy. And that Texas Blood, not just popular with me, going back to for a third printing of the first issue, a second printing of the second, third, and fourth issue.
Wow, did you see all of them that come out today have the silhouette of Texas theme? That might be cool to grab all 4, because that was not the case with the second print of that Texas Blood. But all the stuff that's coming out this day has those cool silhouette covers. That's pretty awesome.
I don't think they looked like that. Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to have all 4 of those from that. That'd be pretty rad.
Yeah. And then we've got our beloved Walking Dead back for its third issue.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the cover B is our traditional cover.
A little tweaked, right? It's not the exact one, I don't think.
It is the exact cover.
Is it the exact same cover?
Yep. I've looked at that many times.
So there was no background on it?
It literally has the signature from 2002 on the bottom of it.
So it's like a third print almost.
Yep.
With color.
Yep. Well, the cover's always had color.
Yeah.
But the internals are now color. I love the cover A on this, though, on 3, just with Shane in the background.
Yeah, it's great.
One heck of a cover. Strong work. David McCaig. Down the Dark Horse?
Yeah, looking at Barbalian, Red Planet #1. I think it's a solid cover. Like
the AIDS ribbon on #2?
Yes, you like that? I remember you pointing that out during FOC. But this is a
Walter
Walta cover, that so that kind of sticks out to me. I like it a lot.
Sea of Sorrows, #1 of 5. Deep sea adventures with a horrific twist from the creative team behind last year's hit horror series Road of Bones comes an all-new tale of bone-chilling terror. In the aftermath of the Great War, the North Atlantic is ripe for plunder by independent salvage crews. When a former naval officer hires the SS Vagabond to lead the ship to a sunken U-boat and a fortune in gold, tensions mount as the crew prepares to double-cross each other. But the darkness of the ocean floor holds deep terrors that more than any of them have bargained for. Plunge headfirst into the icy waters of dread with another historic tale of terror from Rick Doak. I like underwater stuff. I don't know why.
Yeah. I guess I kind of do. I've been reading Low for 20 some issue. Yeah. I'm looking at Star Wars Adventures Annual. IDW.
Yeah. I see now.
IDW. And Jackson, is he a bunny? And what Star Wars thing is he from?
I've seen him before.
Because he has a rabbit head. I'm seeing a rabbit head, but I don't remember that in anything.
It's been in stuff before.
But it's talking about Jackson being at odds with the Empire, and his ex-partner Amaza Foxtrain. Maybe this is Amaza Foxtrain?
Yeah, the first appearance of Jackson goes back as far as the original Marvel Star Wars issue #8.
Yeah.
Back in the late 70s, early 80s.
So which one is the bunny? Do you know? Jackson is the bunny.
Correct.
And he was in the comics, but not in any of the movies.
Correct.
I would hope. I would have remembered that. But we also have an IG-88 story in here.
We have Bosk here.
So, might be neat.
Yeah, very neat.
Star Wars Adventures Annual. And why do we determine that Marvel licensed that to IDW just because it's more kid friendly
I
and they don't want
guess,
to deal
yeah.
with that. I guess.
Also, they're
Okay.
charging $6 for it, so it's got to be a little bit for Marvel and a little bit for them.
Yeah. We've got a second printing of
Dengar, actually.
Avengers
Go ahead, sorry.
36. I have jumped down to Marvel at this point.
Ooh.
Uh, Avengers 36, the second printing.
Yep.
Um,
Nothing
is this a
really to do
different
with that
cover?
during FOC. Oh, yeah.
That was a different cover. Yeah. And I think I had. Yeah, I think I had to have that. But it's very nice Moon Knight cover. And we have 25 of Captain America. All of these covers are very nice. Of course, the Varegi is pretty neat, pretty unique. Scotty Young doing his thing. So, yeah, they're I don't know. I think they put it just $1 extra on there, so it's only $4.99. It's not $5 or $6.99 when Spider-Man hits a 25 number. But there's some good covers in that. All look really good.
I like the Afua Richardson variant on this Marvel Indigenous Voices #1. It's a really cool looking cover.
Yeah. Is that the Mac? Do you like the Mac? The Mac's very nice.
Mac's nice, but yeah, like I said, I think the Afua Richardson's my favorite.
Those are very, very nice covers.
Of course, Miles Morales #19. It's got both our good boy Miles and Black Panther on them. So that one sold through, went to a second print.
So there is a standalone Star Wars. Okay, there
Yeah.
it is. There's #7. So it renumbered on me. 5th print for Strange Academy, #1.
Keep doing them.
Keep milking that.
Why not? And
We got
that's
second
one
print
that
for
even if
Thor
you
8.
miss the first boat on, you can still get maybe an okay deal on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of first appearances in that one that could do a lot of things, and based on the fact that, you know, they're doing some things, I can see them spinning a lot of things off. Saying Scotty Young, put him here, 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 and here.
Venom #30 says, "This is it. The face-melting finale to Venom Beyond" by Donny Cates and special guest illustrator Luke Ross. Venom 30 could be hot. Something could happen. That Donny Cates is crazy.
Yeah, keep buying Venom. There's no reason not to get this. He could kill 6,000 people.
There could be new villains and new characters. And
Yeah.
a new Venom by the end of the issue. You just don't know. And that's all I had in Marvel.
Yep, moving on from Marvel down into some Dynamite,
I had nothing in there.
into some Boom. Once and Future cranking out at 13.
Always go with the Dan Moore cover on that.
Yeah. Sorry, Franny.
And I love the bloody blank sketch for Something is Killing Children.
Yeah, cover 8's pretty dope, too.
Why is there no cover B?
Yeah, we've seen that on the... Yeah, it's considered a C, so there's got to be a B there somewhere.
Yeah.
Might be ratioed.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Down to some of our smaller publishers. A Girl Walks Home at Night, #1. Yeah, this has already been a film. That's kind of cool. Children of the Grave, #1, Scout Comics. Sam Romsburn, Ben Roberts. Earth has been reset. Not now, as Terra the populace lives in blissful ignorance of the centuries of unrest that plagued mankind. Now the Terrans received all they need from the mysterious but unquestioned quote-unquote providers. That's cool. I like
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic.
We were intrigued by the Doctor Who first issue that got a Peach Momoko cover and had two Doctors on the cover, the 10th and the 13th Doctor. Didn't know if that was the first time the 13th Doctor had been in a Doctor Who comic. So I still don't know that information. But it is a nice cover.
There you go.
For Doctor Who people.
For the Whovians.
Yes. Grendel, Kentucky makes an appearance, and it says September 20, but I think that it's been a lot longer and farther behind than that.
Couple good Scout comics out this week. Frank at Home on the Farm, #1. Jordan Thomas writing that one. Frank returns from the trenches of World War I, expecting to be greeted by his lovely family on their farm. What he finds instead is a dark mystery, his family missing and the only animals there waiting for him. And only the animals are there waiting for him. That's also cool. Equal parts The Shining and Twin Peaks.
I'm struggling, man.
Another Scout book. Huh. Recount #1. Jonathan Hendricks. Some cool Scout books this week.
Yeah, they do good work.
Drew, we know you're going to pick a Walking Dead. Just do it.
I'm not. I am going to pick Barbalian, Red Planet, #1. The Hernandez Walta cover. This is a Dark Horse book.
There you go. And I've got 2 Scout books I'm flipping the coin on. We've got Children of the Grave and Frank at Home on the Farm. Both sound like fairly interesting covers. Do I want post-World War I or do I want post-apocalyptic? Let's go with Frank at Home on the Farm, #1. It sounds like an intriguing storyline. I definitely want to read it. But man, I should have just said that last Venom or whatever it is. That 30.
Oh, Venom 30?
Yeah.
That's a good one, too. Is that the one you What are you choosing?
The face melting. See, Venom Beyond has been kind of the lesser of some. Nah, give me the farm. Give me the Scout book.
What's it called?
Frank at Home on the Farm.
Frank and the Farm?
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. Thank you for tagging along with Drew and myself. If you're yelling through your audio recorder devices, you listen to this and say, "No, you missed this book. This is the one to have." Catch us on the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Instagrams. Drop us a line at Gmail, any of that cool stuff, and let us know what you think the pick of the week is for this week. Or if you're just excited for some of just as excited as we are for some of these, let us know that you agree with some of the things we're doing. Be part of the podcast. Send in your guesses and suggestions as well. We thank you so much for joining us. Drew, 600 times. We appreciate it, brother. For Drew and for myself. See you.